it's Shawnee. Welcome back. I'm going to use the Sinister palette from Cosmic Beauty. I think this came out either the end of last year, beginning of this year. I can't recall. But here it is. And I'm just going to jump in and chat with you because I've watched a couple of things on TV and on YouTube and mind blown, okay? So I just am going to use the paint base, eyeshadow base from Colored Rain, and this is in Desert Sand, so you'll see the shade as I put it on my eyelid. So where do I even start? So here's the thing. Although I am a trauma psychologist, I also tend to watch like traumatic things. It makes no sense, but you know, I accept that that is who I am. But more, I don't even know if it's more recently, I don't even know. I've been watching like random things that are going on in the world that are kind of ridiculous. I mean, that also includes watching like police chases and body cam and all of that, and Nancy Grace. Now, I love me some Nancy Grace because she is extra, but I also think she's kind of a little racist, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's purposeful, but I don't know. Anyway, so I was watching something and I kept seeing this same title come across, right? And people kept talking about this studstitute. Let me tell you what this means. So it's a stud who was a substitute teacher, right? She has caused a ruckus. I don't even remember where she's substituting at. Anyway, so let me tell you what happened. She says that she's a content creator, right? So I haven't visited her page or nothing. I also don't have TikTok, so I don't know what talk she's been ticking. And apparently she got her first job as a substitute teacher. Now, let me say something. I love teachers. I think teachers are so underappreciated, underpaid, overworked, all that jazz, okay? I think it should be taken seriously because most of us have encountered a teacher in our lives, right? I don't think they get the respect that is deserved. But, you know, there's been a people out here. We need pilots, we need teachers, we need everything, right? So homegirl gets a job as a substitute teacher. It seemed like it was in like a high school, maybe, I think. So she does like come with me to work kind of video, which I'm sorry, but more and more teachers seem to be doing, and more like nurses and stuff like that. That's a whole other story. But listen, so she starts filming a day in her life. She shows her outfit. She shows what she's having for breakfast or lunch or something. All I know, it was like Lunchables and some Skittles. And her outfit was like some baggy pants or jeans along with like a baggy button-down checkered shirt and a big old like silver chain, like the gangsta chain, right? Cute hair pulled back, looking cute. So she goes and she's filming everything. She's filming herself walking into the school, blah blah blah, all this jazz, and she is doing like a voiceover, and she's saying that she looks like some of the kids. Like the kids are thinking she's a child that goes to the school, or is she a teacher, whatever. The people in the office, the staff, are also like, oh, we thought you were a student. And then she proceeds to show herself like entering the room. Now at some point later on, she says that she wasn't teaching at some of the times where she was filming. So my thing is, so you set your camera up to show you walking into the classroom. Okay, like listen. Now, she also films herself like writing on the board, like kicking her feet up on this teacher desk. And then there's like a pep rally or something that she's filming. Child, so she's like, oh, okay, that's cool. They go in the state, blah, blah, blah. Then the like cheerleaders and stuff pass by. And she goes, damn, shorty. These kids gonna take me down. That is where everyone had a problem. Because we were fine with you showing a day in your life. But a young lady comes walking by, an underage little girl, and you said, damn shorty. Now, she then, like, she puts all of this on social media. So people are like, girl, wait. And people are calling her out. They're calling her like somebody who like kids inappropriately and just stuff like that. And they're like, why'd you say damn shorty? Now she comes back and she's like, y'all are reading too much into it. Like, I didn't mean anything sexual or inappropriate. I was just saying that the kids are shorter than me. Baby, you like 5 feet. Them kids ain't shorter than you. But so everybody's like up in arms, right? And apparently she got fired. She got fired because the school saw everything or whatever. And now she's like pretty much blaming the interwebs for getting her fired. And then grown ass folk are over here bullying the girl in the video. Talking about she fast or she was looking at the teacher some kind of way. I'm sorry, she is a child. Okay? She is a child. And she has to come on and say people are bullying her. And she said that the teacher was holding, the substitute was holding the phone real low. And it wasn't like she was holding it like this, filming stuff. She was holding it real low. And the young lady was uncomfortable. So anyway, so the substitute gets fired. And she comes on and talks about that, and she's like, I just have a different way of like talking, and I have like tattoos, so you all are like taking things out of context. I mean, potentially. No one believes her though. And I'm kind of like, this was inappropriate. Because apparently she also wore a body cam. More and more, it seems like in these professional settings, people have cameras that they're, and they're showing people's faces. You can't show no underage child up on your stuff. And she said she didn't know that she couldn't film the kids. And that the kids didn't even know she was filming. That's worse. That's worse. That they didn't know they was being filmed. I don't know what is happening. I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know, because the thing that gets me especially, should I do like a reddish? Yeah, why not? Let's start with this shade here, and it is called Danger. And this is what's this company? Refer brush. This is the number 16. So, what was I saying? The interwebs are coming after her, right? Like a lot of people also within the queer community, the LGBTQIA community, LGBTQIA plus, are like, girl, like, we already are marginalized enough. Like, why are you doing this stuff that's gonna fuel the fire and flames of people being bigots? Like, why are you doing that? Why you do that for? And so she gets fired, and she proceeds to then say that she also got fired from her other job, and that this was her first time being a substitute, and she didn't know that she couldn't film the kids and all this stuff, and that she started a GoFundMe, which she really didn't want to do, but she needs some financial assistance. And then she said that she got thrown out her apartment or whatever. Now, here's the thing. From my understanding, it takes a little bit of time before somebody just throw you out the apartment, right? Don't it take some time before you get evicted? I don't know. Anyway, she seems to not quite understand the gravity of the issue. And I don't know why. And then she had the nerve to come out with a little rap song about it. Girl, I just feel like humble yourself and take a minute to try to understand like what people are saying. It's a little concerning, the type of language you used, because it makes it seem like you are making a comment about this young girl. And that's disgusting. That's illegal, But also, I've just been noticing, like, oh, is this one of those weird shades? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use that. It's called Ghost. It's one of those, like, jelly shades. I haven't used it yet. It doesn't look like. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't think anyone is in support of her. I don't think anyone has been like, oh, leave her alone. Or maybe they have. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it. So I was just looking at this and going down a rabbit hole, and that rabbit hole led me to lots of other things. One of them is, I'm not even gonna name individual things, but like I was saying, more and more professionals, teachers, nurses, I read something where this girl was saying her waxer doing her bikini wax had those glasses that are like video. What is happening? What is happening? I was just reading a book, and they were like, there was a time where we didn't even know who we were in, like who was on the phone when we answered. And I just feel like we need to go back to that. Now I'm going to go into nightmare. Because what's happening? You can't go anywhere without being afraid that you're about to be filmed. And you're going to be on the internet without your consent. It's crazy. There's like no sense of privacy anymore. And I'm sorry, if I'm sending my child to this school, do not film my child, okay? Don't even do it. All these teachers have these kids' faces all up and through their videos. And just, why do you have your phone propped up while you're teaching? Why is it filming you? Maybe it's because, you know, I can't do that in my job. Not that I would want to. Could you imagine somebody coming in for therapy and I have the camera just on me like, so tell me what's going on. Let's talk about your trauma. And then put it on the internet. I'm also going to go into this black here called Void. I'm just using the same brush. I don't know. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you vlog your life daily, because maybe I'm misunderstanding the purpose. All I know is don't be filming these kids, putting their face all on the thing, and don't be filming. Like, maybe don't use your phone at work. I'm gonna go into damned. I'm damned because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, but the one thing, y'all, that I tortured myself through. And this is all my fault. This is all my fault that I turned on the TV, went into my Hulu app, and watched stuff. And here's the thing also. The subscription services. So one day G calls me and he's like, did you get rid of your Netflix? I'm like, no. He was like, I can't get into it. Why are you using it? Like, don't change my stuff. Like, if you know, you have to change the household. So okay, when I'm at your house, like, yeah. But why you got my stuff? Okay, why you got it? Why is it still at your household? Talking about, did you close your account? I just need to add him or something, because like, anyway, but let me tell you about the new show that has come out. It came out earlier in this week. It's called All's Fair. It's a show about lawyers and lawyering. It's a show, let me tell you who's in it. Glenn Close, icon, Naomi Watts, Niecy Nash, Tiana Taylor. There's another lady. What is her name? Sarah Paulson. And the person who's like the star and kind of rounds out the cast is Kim Kardashian. There have also been some guest stars. These are the first three episodes are out. The guest stars, I know Elizabeth Berkley. Remember her from back in the day on Saved by the Bell? Jessie, was that her name? Jessica Simpson. Snap. The mom that was in Who's the Boss. The dude who played Al Bundy. Like, it's a lot of, like, names, right? The one that people have a problem with is Kim Kardashian, right? And the person who created the show is Ryan Murphy. And it seems like he likes to put her in his projects. Should I just keep on with the... I'm going to keep on with the red, maybe throw in some silver, but let's start with this shade here. It's called Warning. Girl, them eyes are not the same. So, I found myself watching the first 3 episodes. And a lot of times I get a little bit upset when careers are like shown online or on TV or whatever, because it's never like how the real people in these careers are, right? Every time they have a show that's about a therapist, the therapist is drunk, sleeping with all their clients. I'm like, listen, some of us don't do that. We like our licenses, okay? Now this show, they're all lawyers except Tiana Taylor. Oh, spoiler alert if you have not watched it and plan to like seriously watch it. Just so you know. So they're lawyers. It's a law firm started by them. Kim Kardashian's character is called Allura. Niecy Nash is Emerald. I forget what the other lady name is. I forget the other ones because that was enough. So they leave this law firm that they were at that was predominantly male. Happens a lot in the real world. And so it begins with that, like showing them leaving. And then like 10 years later, they've got the law firm up and running and blah, blah, blah. Listen to something. Now, the outfits that they are, I have never seen a lawyer wear that kind of outfit. I haven't even seen like a Beverly Hills, a Capitol Hill, a Manhattan lawyer wear the things that they're wearing, okay? Like, just too much. Like, no. But the outfits on this, because they got their Hermes bags and stuff, and when they're bringing in their clients, like a couple times they say babe. If my lawyer calls me babe, I don't care what gender identity you have, don't call me babe. This is a professional setting, and I want to know that you're going to win my case. And I don't know if you're going to win it if you sitting here call me babe. Don't call me babe, okay? Don't do it. Like, yes, be personable, but don't call me babe, honey, sweetie. Don't. So in the show, right, Kim Kardashian's character has the biggest house I done ever seen. Big. Got staff. I'm like, girl, I know people who make buku bank as lawyers, and they're in apartments in DuPont Circle. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And her husband, I think they've been married for 5 years or something. He's a football player or ex-football player or something. I don't know. But in her home, Allura, aka Kim Kardashian, is wearing, like, she opens her closet and it's all just like beige and white. Even the couches and stuff. To me, listen, I can barely wear white shirts because something's gonna fall on it. But, and that's when you have big boobs, like you eat and your boobs are your bib, right? So also she's walking around her home fully like dressed to the nines, all right? In her off-white or her like beige white. And I'm like, how uncomfortable is that? Like, I walk in my door and I take my bra off. Like, and after a while, I have to go downstairs and collect the 12 bras that are laying around the house, right? You'll be pressed to find me in some, like, underwear. I was going to say some drawers. You'll be pressed to find me in some underwear in my house. So I'm like, how are you walking around here in full-on outfits? I go to other people's houses, I don't have full-on outfits. I'm like, let me take my shoes off. Let me get a little bit comfortable or something. I'm not going to be laying on their couch naked unless it's like, gee. But, like, it's just so, and then Niecy Nash goes to her house, right? And she has triplet boys. And she had decided to be a single mom. I think she used, like fertility services, and the triplets are so hella smart, which is fine. Great. But then they start singing like gospel songs at the dinner table, and they just sound like they should be in Kirk Franklin's choir. This does not happen in real life. And I know that you're saying, well, it's a TV show, but come on. I'm gonna go in with chilling, and then I'm gonna use that like weird jelly shade. I was like, why am I still watching it? It's like one of those things where it's like, I want to turn the TV off. I'm holding the remote and I can't. Here's the weird shade. It came with this little plastic covering, and it took me about 5 minutes to get that off. And I just like, so much happened. But I guess it feels like Vaseline. It's like Vaseline. It's sticky. What, Oh. Okay. No. It like lifted. Well, I should have read how to use this, but I thought it was gonna be like giving me a glossy effect, but I think it just didn't. But okay, let me see something, because I have this CoverFX glaze from Danessa Myricks. Let me use this and see if it has a similar effect. No, this is staying on. Look at that. That's a huge difference. Like, this is a totally different look, and to me it doesn't really look glossy. This side does look glossy in my opinion. There's a little bit that came off. I'm unsure of what's happening here. Shade. It's also sticky. Yeah. So, okay, so here's the finished look. I used my Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 450, and I also used the more hydrating concealer from the same brand in 430W. I also used the setting powder in the shade Nutmeg. And what I did was I did put on some Danessa Myricks CoverFX in the shade Desert Rose, and then I took that Ghost shade from the Sinister palette and I tapped that on top. I actually don't think it's bad on top of the lip product. So what I might do is try it with the CoverFX as a base and put that on top. I looked at the website. It doesn't really say, they don't really recommend any sort of way to use it. But this is also my first time using any kind of glossy thing outside of Danessa Myricks. Speaking of gloss, I also used one of her Dew Wet Balms. I used this one, which is Rose Water, and I put that on my cheeks. Right on top of a blush from Fenty in the shade Daiquiri Dip that my friend Tracy gave me. So that is it. Let me know if you have heard any of these stories. Let me know if you have watched the show and if you plan to continue watching it. Let me know what you think about using like glossy eyeshadow products. I did see that they said it's for a grungy look, so it could also be good on its own, the ghost shade. Anyways, I think that is it. I hope some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.